Hello, welcome to Transformation Talk. Today I want to talk about 3 ways to take back your life. Excuse me. The 3 B's, alright? Number 1, be yourself unapologetically, authentically, truly authentically. No games, no pretend. This is tough. It's especially when around different people, we might try to act a different way because it makes them comfortable. Different habits around people or you know, different variables if you're going out, different situations. Yes, you change your filter a bit, maybe, around different people. Granted, if you're around clients in a professional setting, if you're with your friends after work, then yeah, you're going to change your filter a bit. But you, your core self, is still the same. What that means is this. You know, I'm somebody who believes in not judging people for reasons that are selfish, because it's a waste of energy, and more understanding as well. I understand that we're all on our own journeys and, you know, whole of the video, either way. But you get around certain people and they start gossiping, and, we as humans want to fit in, and we start gossiping too. I've definitely been there. But that moment of fitting in, that's the moment you're betraying who you really are. Betraying your own morals, your own values. And afterwards, you're going to be left unfulfilled. You're not going to feel fulfilled. You're going to feel like you're not enough, that you have to change for other people. It's a really bad precedent to set when you have to change who you are to please other people. You got to honor yourself. So take back your life. Number one, first be yourself. Next, be kind. Now this is, for many people, it seems like a goody two shoes thing. Like I'm only saying that because whatever. I'm saying that because I have been on the other side of this whole thing. I've been the judger, looking at someone just like I am today, and these are thoughts that cross my head. Most likely, you're not thinking of this as well, all of you. I'm projecting my old self, onto the thoughts of others, because that's the only experience that I really have. And there's some experience you might see on the media and different things, stereotypes, whatever it is, that it's not very masculine to be kind. I don't know that in another video, um, which makes this hard as well, as I talked about. But being kind is just easier. You'll have to worry about plotting and planning how you're gonna hurt someone. You don't have to worry about any kind of repercussions coming back to you. You don't have to worry about the idea that if you can't be kind to others, you want to send it back to yourself. And by being kind, what you say is to yourself, take back your life, is that I respect life so much, all human life, that I am going to not make your life any harder if I can help it. Sometimes, being kind doesn't mean being a fool and being a pushover either. You know, have your boundaries, keep your space, communicate your needs, and if someone is hurt by that, but you being authentic, as long as you're coming from a place of authenticity, you're being truthful, and you're saying it in a kind way, if someone's hurt by that, that's gonna happen. Doesn't mean that you're still being. It's not being unkind because you hurt somebody. But for the most part, if you're kind to others, it's just going to lead to a much easier life for you. People will be nicer to you. They're gonna want to help you out. When you're down, they're gonna want to help lift you up. It takes back your life when you become connected with your neighbors and friends and family. Because now you don't gotta look over your shoulder and worry about who's saying what, or anything like that, you just don't worry about when you're kind. So you gotta be yourself. You gotta be kind. And the last be passionate. That's one of the keys taking back your life is being passionate about living. Do not be indifferent. I see it so often with people. All the time. All the time. How you doing? I'm alright. And I know that they're not really down, you know. They're not down, just the standard answer, you know, but with this passion for life comes a certain mindfulness. So maybe it's kind of like 4Bs. It's supposed to be that kind of combined to be passionate, be mindful. Because when you're passionate for life, you're going to want to pay attention. It's like when you're watching a movie that you're really passionate about, you really like, you're going to keep your eyes on that movie. Same with a book. You're going to keep reading that book. You're going to stay focused on that book. When you're passionate about your life, you're going to stay focused on your life. Not gossiping about others, being kind. Not worrying what others are going to think about you, being yourself. So when you're passionate, the other things actually kind of fall in line too. So that passion for life, passion for making the most out of the moments that you have, being mindful of that time that you have. That's going to allow for a shift in your life if you allow it to. They can give you back some more control, some more power. So then definitely, obviously, there's books and books and books and books and books written about this topic. But those are 3 to 4 things, how you want to count that, that's top of my head, that you can pretty much quickly try to do. And you know what? Don't do them all at the same time. Next week, try to be kind. Week after that, try to be more passionate. Week after that, try to be yourself in certain situations. Or pick certain days, you know, and then when you get a little bit better, put them together. They're called life skills for a reason. Just with any skill, you got to start from the beginner stage. So don't, just like going to lift weights. You don't go to the gym the first day and try the most advanced thing you can do. You're going to hurt yourself. You get frustrated. So don't try to do all these things at once and you realize you can't do them and you say, screw the whole thing. I'm not going to do it. And, take it easy on yourself. If you feel like you need to, start one thing at a time. And if you need any help, send me an email, go on my website, and get in touch. I'll be glad to do the best I can to guide you. You know, obviously I'm not perfect, but it's a skill that I have practiced a bit, so I have a little bit more practice in it. And if I can be your guide in this journey, you know, I absolutely will. And I'm sure there's other people out there who could also help. So, you know, going back to that being kind, being connected to others, don't, you know, maybe do this with a friend. Any type of wellness endeavor is a bit easier when you do it with somebody else, you know. So either way, you know, a couple of tips and suggestions on how to accomplish these 4Bs and to take back the power in your life today.